Don't forget to like and subscribe to support our channel and keep the magic going. Mole's Grand Adventure. Once upon a time, in a cozy little burrow tucked beneath the warm, soft earth, lived a curious little mole named Mole. Mole was a happy creature, content with his life of digging tunnels and exploring the fascinating world beneath the ground. But one sunny spring day, as he curled up in his burrow, Mole felt a tug at his heart. It was a feeling he couldn't quite explain, a longing for something more, something above. With his heart beating a little faster, Mole took a deep breath and decided to be brave. He poked his tiny head out of his burrow and looked up at the big, beautiful blue sky. The world above stretched out before him, bright and full of color, and Mole was filled with excitement and wonder. As he scampered through the fields, his little paws pattering over soft grass and wildflowers, Mole felt a thrill he had never known. Soon, he arrived at the edge of a sparkling river. The water shimmered like diamonds in the sunlight, and Mole watched it, amazed. There, he met a friendly creature named Rat, who was sitting by the water's edge, smiling at Mole's wide-eyed excitement. "Hello there," said Rat warmly. "Would you like to join me for a little boat ride down the river?" Mole's heart leapt with joy at the thought of sailing on the water, and he eagerly accepted Rat's invitation. Rat's boat was small and cozy, with soft cushions to sit on and a little oar to guide them. As they set off, Mole marveled at the gentle bobbing of the boat and the sweet sounds of birds chirping around them. Together, Mole and Rat drifted down the river, meeting all sorts of interesting friends along the way. Playful otters splashed happily in the water, graceful swans glided by with elegance, and bright dragonflies danced above them. Mole felt like he was in a dream, his heart filling with joy and gratitude for his new friend, Rat, and the beautiful world he was discovering. But then, their peaceful journey was interrupted by a loud, honking sound. Mole and Rat looked up in surprise to see a large, shiny green car speeding down the road next to the river. Behind the wheel sat none other than Mr. Toad, a rather silly and adventurous fellow with a gleam in his eye. "Hello, my friends," Mr. Toad called out, waving wildly. "Fancy a ride in my magnificent car?" Rat shook his head in dismay, knowing that Mr. Toad's love of fast cars often got him into trouble. But Mole, feeling curious and a bit daring, couldn't resist the idea of speeding down the road in such an extraordinary vehicle. Before he knew it, Mole found himself seated next to Mr. Toad, the wind whipping through his fur as the car raced through the countryside. They zoomed around bends, bounced over bumps, and dodged rocks, all while Mr. Toad laughed in delight. But soon enough, their joyride turned into a wild escapade. The car spun out of control, and they heard the blaring of police whistles from behind. Mole clung tightly to the seat, his heart pounding as they narrowly avoided disaster at every turn. At last, the car came to a screeching halt in front of Toad Hall, Mr. Toad's grand, towering mansion. Mole, his fur ruffled and his heart still racing, decided that perhaps fast cars weren't his thing after all. With a sigh of relief, he and Rat bid farewell to Mr. Toad and headed back to the safety of the riverbank. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with soft hues of pink and gold, Mole and Rat sat quietly by the river, watching the gentle flow of the water. Mole looked at Rat and smiled, feeling grateful for his friend's kindness and the day's adventure. He realized that, while the world was big and sometimes a bit wild, he was never alone as long as he had friends by his side. As the stars appeared, sparkling like little lanterns in the sky, Mole and Rat nestled down together, their hearts full of joy and memories. Mole thought of all he had seen that day, the sparkling river, the friendly otters, the wild ride with Mr. Toad, and the kindness of his new friend Rat. With a contented sigh, he closed his eyes, knowing that tomorrow would bring new wonders and adventures, and he would face them all with friends by his side. And so, as they drifted off to sleep beneath the starry sky, Mole's dreams were filled with the magical world above his burrow, a place where friendship and adventure waited around every corner. The end.